Hey guys, Adam out here today. I'm out here with Tyler.
I'm Tyler Gentry with L2 Realty Inc.
We are out here on, we're standing right now on a very fresh burn in Sedgwick County. And this is just kind of a cool opportunity to talk a little bit about burning. I know a lot of people see it, especially this time of year. You see the big clouds, you see all this stuff, especially when I didn't know more about it. Every time I saw that, I was like, crap,
Yeah,
something's on fire.
That's
So talk us through a little bit of just some of your sheer basics first of what's burning and why.
so like this property here, primarily grassland. March and April is typically fire season, especially in the Flint Hills, but throughout the whole state of Kansas. It's right before things are greening up, and we do have a little bit of moisture, so the conditions are good. Fire's not going to get out of control.
So it's the appropriate time to do it safely.
Yeah.
But why?
So the reason a lot of people burn right now, this time of year, is we don't have a lot of greenery. The grass is dry, dead, brown, and it burns easily. And timing wise, you can also burn in the late summer, early fall when we go into like really dry, hot conditions. But timing wise, when we burn in the spring, it's more conducive to grass regrowth and managing grasslands for grass species. When you start burning in the summertime, you're going to oftentimes set those grasses back, and what that does is it allows a lot more forb species, so weeds and wildflowers, to thrive. You can kind of change the composition of the species that are actually growing depending upon the time of year you burn.
So in my simpleton brain, burning this just gets the big, tall, huge grass out of the way so the new stuff can come up. But it's also then to get rid of maybe cedars or certain trees, or like, so what are some of the simple, easy things that burning does for
Yeah.
it?
It sets succession back, and as you touched on, this field right here has a lot of eastern red cedars and a lot of Siberian elms. Two species we don't really want growing in our grasslands. They don't really solve any problem, and they, especially if you're managing for cattle are not eating these things. So burning can help set those back. It'll kill a lot of these trees. Some of them won't die, but that's okay. If you put it on 2 to 3 year burning regime, you're going to be able to kill them off slowly. And then again, we talked about taking all this tall grass, burning it, and returning nutrients to the soil. So it's used to not only control woody species and invasives, but also to set back succession.
I think it's important to make a note though today. I mean, like, as important and as good as burning is, the people doing this here today are professionals.
That's right.
They plowed the whole edge as a fire barrier. There's a whole bunch of them out here. They even have a drone in the air keeping track. So it's super useful, but it's also something you should only do safely
if you're educated.
and if you're educated.
Yeah, so if you do want to start doing some burns yourself, it's first off, good start is to educate yourself. A lot of times the State Forestry Service will offer some programs and seminars where you can go and learn how to burn, but by far the best way to do it is go find somebody who's done it for a long time and has that experience, and go shadow them and learn what it means to conduct a safe burn. Because yes, we've got great fire lines here where this fire's not going to escape into a place we don't want it to burn, but also a big part of that is monitoring the conditions of the day. So we've got a good steady breeze. You don't want it to be super windy, but you also don't want it to be dead calm, because if it's dead calm, 1 second it's blowing that way and the next second it's blowing this way, and so your fire is really hard to control. Humidity has another factor you have to consider, as well as when the last time it rained. If it rained here a few days ago, which is fantastic. If it hadn't rained for 3 months, this would be a very dangerous fire.
Yeah. So burning happened naturally to some extent.
Yeah. Burning is a natural process. Before there were any human beings around, lightning started.
Yeah.
Lightning would strike a dry patch of land, it would start a fire, and we had millions of acres of prairie that these fires would just go for days and weeks and months. At some point, maybe they hit a river. Maybe they hit a rainstorm, but that's what was stopping them. Fast forward before colonial settlement, the Native Americans used prescribed fire way more than we do.
Interesting.
So they use it as a tool to control where the game populations went. Because they know if they had a fresh burn, well, here come the deer, here come the bison, here come the elk. They're going to be able to It was their way of food plotting,
Interesting.
much larger scale.
I find the burns very interesting because it's very different perspectives. You're a land management and there's so many interesting parts to you of controlling the land. I just want to throw my drone in the air and take a cool video.
Yeah.
Because there's very little in Kansas that is quite as spectacular as burn footage. So I learned some here today. We'd love to know what your thoughts are. Do you like burning? Do you not like burning? Do you do it? What are your experiences? Do you live in a state you never even knew this existed and this is completely new to you? Drop us some comments and let us know what you think about all this, because it's a very interesting space.
It is, and it's a very useful management technique.